Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to the Windward Buddhist Temple Gotan-e special service this morning. My name is Gerald Matsuda, and I will be your MC. We will begin with the ringing of the temple bell or kansho that signifies the beginning of a service. It is a deep and sacred ritual steeped in ancient tradition. It is the calling of the people to come together to listen to the Dharma or the teachings. The temple bell represents the gratitude and deep appreciation of the members, friends, and guests of the Windward Buddhist Temple. Please sit quietly in your seat. We will now have the offering of flowers and light by the children. Please rise for our meditation, followed by the chanting in Pali and English of the Vandana Ti-Sarana.
Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu.
Everyone, please be seated. Next, we'll have our Sambujo by Reverend Sumikawa. This can be found on page 9 in the Red Jodo Shinshu book.
Gathered here at the Windward Buddhist Temple to celebrate the birthday of our founder Shinran Shonin, who was born on May 21, 1173 in the village of Hino near Kyoto. At the age of 9, he entered the priesthood at Mount Hiei and studied there until the age of 29. Upon leaving Mount Hiei in search of the Bodhi, he encountered the Nembutsu teaching of Honen Shonin in Kyoto. Thereafter, Shinran Shonin shared the Nembutsu teachings of the primal vow of Amida Buddha to all people. It is due to the birth of the Shonin that we are able to receive the teaching that enables us to transcend the realm of birth and death. As fellow friends and followers of the Buddha Dharma, we vow to walk the great way of indebtedness and gratitude. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda.
Okay, we'll continue to use the red Jodo Shinshu book for our sutra, the Shoshinge, special directions. So we're going to just do pages 11 through 18 which are verses number 1 through 11, and then fast forward to page 58 at the bottom of the page. Got it? Got it.
Shinran
please all rise for the Gatha Shinshu Anthem. It's found in the Brown Praises of the Buddha book on page 147. Page 147. Please be seated, everyone. This morning, our message for Gotan-e Shinran Shonin's birthday will be our very own Reverend Bert Sumikawa. Reverend.
You hid it. I found it. You know, one time when I was at the Betsuing yet, and they have that, what's that youth service? 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock service, right? And so they're not supposed to have a service over there that day. But I went there anyway because I saw a lot of people. So I went to tell them that there's no service today. But the room was filled with people. So I said, oh, what am I going to do? So I said, what would you like me to do? He said, well, since you're here, why can't we have a service? I said, but I don't have a Dharma message prepared. Well, just talk. I said, okay. So I just talked. Good thing I don't have to do that over here, because over here they're more discerning, you know. Anyway, good morning, everyone. And as always, it's nice to be here. And I hope you're not tired of seeing me, because I'm supposed to be retired since October, end of October, but I'm still here. So just like a common cold, you know, never disappear. So anyway, it is an opportunity for me to visit with you once again. So let's put our hands together in reverence as I read these words. I reflect within myself. The universal vow, difficult to fathom, is indeed a great vessel bearing us across the ocean difficult to cross. The unhindered light is the sun of wisdom, dispersing the darkness of our ignorance. This, then, is the true teaching, easy to practice for small, foolish beings. It is the straight way, easy to traverse for the dull and ignorant. How joyous I am, Gotoku Shinran, disciple of Shakyamuni. Namo Amidabus. Namo Amidabus. So this piece that I just read was taken from the preface of Shinran Shonin's major work, the preface of the Jodo Shinshu. And I think many of you may have seen this in the collected works of Shinran. And we have several volumes of that here in the library. So when you get a chance, please take a look at it. Well, this morning we're observing Gotan-e, as we said, or the birth of our founder, Shinran, of Shin Buddhism, Shinran, who revealed the Jodo Shinshu teachings to us and the path of the Nembutsu. It has provided many of us to live a positive and a more fruitful life as well. But you know, although Shin Buddhism began in Japan, today there are many, many temples throughout the world, many, many fellowships also, Sangha groups throughout the United States, Canada, Brazil, Mexico, Taiwan, Hong Kong, even in Nepal and Australia, throughout Europe and Kenya. So it is spreading widely throughout, and it is becoming a worldwide religion, even though very recently we lost a Sangha in the Kapolei area due to attrition. That's not a good word. It sounds like dentistry to me. But if you recall, Shinran was born on May 21, 1173 in Hino. In the 12th century, he amazingly lived to be 90 years old. Picture at that time the life expectancy of a person in Japan. Now, in the year 2023, is a little over 84 years. And in the Middle Ages, life expectancy in Europe was about 40, a little over 40 years. So having lost his mother while he was very young, and after his father left the family to become a priest, well, he decided also to become one. And so accompanied by his uncle, young Matsuoka Mauro, as he was called then, went to this one temple in Kyoto called Shorin to be ordained by this priest by the name of Jien. It was rather late at night, around midnight when he arrived there. And so the priest there suggested they wait until the morning before undergoing tokudo. However, Shinran insisted that he be ordained that night. And so reportedly that he wrote what is now become a poem. And in this poem it said, the cherry blossoms that are felt to last until tomorrow may well blow away during the night. So in those years, the world that Matsuoka Mauro knew was filled with strife, with continuous warfare for the control of the country, with a series of major earthquakes, and widespread famine and disease as well. So it was an extremely difficult time to live, and not knowing when your next meal would come, or if you would even live to see the sun the next day. There was a real possibility that your life may be taken by intruders or others only too eager to do you harm. That was the reason why young Matsuoka Mauro wrote that poem, the reason for the urgency in his obtaining this tokudo, even though the priest, Jien, was inconvenienced. So impressed was Jien by that poem that he consented, and he was then ordained as a priest. See, in those days, you could be ordained as a priest while still a child, and then go on to study for years on end. So were it not for the life that Shinran was born into, perhaps he would not have been brought to seek answers to the deeper questions of life at such an early age. By such unusual causes and conditions that Shinran went through, we are the beneficiaries of this wonderful and rare life's work of this remarkable person. Remarkable because, when I was 9 years old, I never once thought that the next day might bring me calamity. The thought of me not seeing the light of day never occurred to me. My calamity was it might rain, and then I couldn't go out to play, especially during the summer months. For sure, I never thought of Tokudo at the age of 9. Maybe at the age of 69. How about you, Reverend Barbara? What did you think at age 9? Played outside in the Arizona sun. Well, Shinran studied for 20 long years at Mount Hiei, and during the most difficult of studies and practice. But still, he found that he could not find a way to attain enlightenment through his own effort. At the age of 21, then, he led the way of the Nembutsu by Honen. He found the true path of attainment of Buddhahood through the wisdom and compassion of Amida Buddha. So what happened was he left Mount Hiei, he went down the mountain to Kyoto town, to this little temple called Rokkakudo, where he prayed for 100 days. And I think in the 99th day, he had a dream of Prince Shotoku telling him, go and visit this guy by the name of Honen. So he did. He left Rokkakudo, he went to see Honen, and he studied under Honen. So as Jodo Shinshu Buddhists, we celebrate the birth of Shinran as a person who developed the true Pure Land teaching that he gained from the sutras, writings of the seven masters, and their commentaries, whose spiritual beliefs guide us even today in our daily lives. Our thoughts on this day turn to people who, through the teachings of the Nembutsu, truly followed and led the life of one. Their lives, how they lived, teaches us the Pure Land path. I'm referring to these wonderful persons of the Nembutsu, the Myokonin. They enjoyed and appreciated the Jodo Shinshu teachings and often expressed this in their work, words, and through their behavior in daily lives. By looking at their lives and their work, we can learn what the teachings of Jodo Shinshu are all about. And I'm sure that most of you must have read the book that was written by Reverend Muneto when he was in Kona. And he took down many of these poems that were written by the people who lived there. One of them was Dr. Matsuda's grandmother. And very, very profound writings, very simple writings, but very profound, These people didn't study Jodo Shinshu, they lived it, and we learn from them very valuable lessons. One person that I want to talk about today, this is from Japan. This is a person by the name of Gensa Ashikaga, who lived in the late 19th century to early 20th century, a small village of Totori in Japan. At the age of 18, he lost his father. Then he began going to the temple and listened to the teachings very, very seriously. Because of this spiritual quest, his life changed, and he lived Jodo Shinshu in his daily life. There are many, many stories about Gensa, and I'd like to share one or two of them with you. Gensa's son once heard a loud noise coming from the yard in the back. He looked out and saw neighborhood boys climbing onto their fruit tree, trying to steal some fruits. The son yelled at them, chased them away. He then wrapped a sharp wire around the tree. His father, Genza, saw the wire and asked, "Who did this? Who wrapped this sharp wire around the tree?" he asked. Genza's son answered, "I did." He was so proud. "I did this to prevent the boys from stealing the fruits." Genza immediately took the wire off and leaned a ladder against the tree. After a while, the son asked the father, "Why in the world did you do that?" "I'm going to remove the ladder." Genza answered, "No, don't take the ladder away, leave it there." The son answered, "No, if you leave the ladder there, people will continue to steal the entire persimmon tree, the crop." Genza said that, well, if they took the persimmon, they will take them home and the whole family will enjoy them. That's why. So now I ask you, what would you have done? Incidentally, one day I was driving through the Macaulay area, going through Zippy's, and I took the wrong turn. I went in a back road, and I came across this sign. I went around the block. I took a picture. You can't see this, but there's a sign up against the fence. It says, "Don't steal my fruit." That's a valuable picture, you know. What would Genza do? Probably would take the sign down, right? So, would you have been like the son or like Genza? For myself, I probably would be like the son. "No, don't take that. It's all mine. If you want persimmon, grow your own tree." Or take the persimmon from the people down the road. They have more trees. So another story of Genza I want to relate to you is this. One day his mother told him to go into the field and get some daikon, some turnip. Maybe she wanted to make some kimchi daikon, I don't know. Did they have those in those days? Anyway, arriving there, he came upon some people. He gazed, looked around, and found that they were stealing some of those turnips. What would you have done if someone was stealing your fruits or vegetables from your garden? Maybe you or I would shout out, "Hey, stop stealing my daikon." What do you think you're doing anyway? Or maybe pick up the phone and call the police. What he did was he went home without saying anything. After he went home, he told his mother, "Hey, Mom, it's not our turn today." What do you think he meant by that? That it's not our turn today. Usually we think that these are my vegetables or those are my fruits. Because we grow them, we think that we have the right to harvest them and eat them. Now let's take the viewpoint of the vegetable or the fruit. If we were the vegetable or the fruit that was dug up to be eaten, what do you think? Well, Genza came to the garden, harvested me, took me home to be cooked in the kitchen and to be eaten. The thief came into the garden, harvested me, took me into someone's kitchen to be cooked and to be eaten also. It doesn't matter. In both instances, we were taken from the garden and cooked in the kitchen to be eaten or even thrown away sometimes. From the viewpoint of the farmer, a thief is stealing his or her crop that they painstakingly grew. However, from the viewpoint of the vegetable or the fruit, both the thief and Genza are the same. both of them take the lives of other fruits, of other things, other beings as well. So when Genza told his mother, "Hey mom, it's not our turn today," what he meant was, "Hey mom, it's not our turn today to steal their lives." So therefore, Genza had respect for the vegetable's life, and he didn't think that they were his vegetables. He meant that it was not their turn to take a life. Because Genza had this view, he was not upset or angry when he saw a stranger stealing the daikon that he had grown. It was his respect for the life of the turnip. On the way to Kahului one morning, I opened the issue of the Hawaiian Airlines magazine, Hanaho, in an article entitled The Tea of Life, T.I. The Kahu, Lion's Naone, stated that as a boy he was taught that all nature was imbued with a spirit and that he always pays respect to the plant before picking it. He says that the plant sacrifices its life for our benefit, chanting, "Mahalo e kalamai," excuse me, but I need you. Doesn't this echo the 19th century Genza? It was the Buddha Dharma and the teaching of Jodo Shinshu that transformed Genza. It is said that when we receive the light of the Buddha, we become soft and gentle in our body and mind. This is because by listening to the teachings, we realize that we are not alone in this world, that we and all life is interwoven and interconnected. We are supported by many people and many lives. With this realization, this I that was confined to a rigid ego is transformed and will mindfully think beyond the self. The teaching of Jodo Shinshu brings us to this kind of transformation. When we have taken for granted, will no longer be thought of in such a way. We can thus be grateful for what sustains our life and makes our existence possible. And we are grateful to be embraced by the wisdom and compassion of Amida Buddha. So this morning, as I said, we celebrate Gotan-e, the birthday of Shinran Shonin. For followers of Jodo Shinshu, this day is very important because it was Shinran that made Buddhism meaningful for all, in all situations and in all conditions. So because of the effort of Shinran Shonin, we do not have to drop whatever life's work we endeavor to aspire to or are dealt with, to seek the truth and happiness. We need not drop out of our society and leave our families or jobs. We do not have to be exceptionally gifted mentally. It is not required that we devote all our time and energy to religious practices away from our home in some secluded mountaintop or monastery. All that we have to do is to live in suchness, sono mama, as they say, in our everyday world, even in this modern age of technology, and awaken to the countless kindness of those whose effort have provided us with the necessary things that we may live in comfort. He pointed out that without distinguishing between priesthood and laity, everyone, without distinction of rank or class, would be within the embrace of the Buddha by reciting the Nembutsu with reliance in Amida Buddha. He taught that for him, the practices of the monks on Mount Hiei failed to eliminate blind passions, and that the only way to nirvana was a total reliance on Amida Buddha. Shinran taught us that there is no distinction between good and evil, that in the eyes of the Buddha, everyone is equal and all can be equally saved in Amida's infinite wisdom and compassion. That our rebirth is assured as provided for in the 18th vow that makes possible the Amida Buddha of infinite light and life. This day and all days, let us remember Shinran with gratitude for showing us the path of genuine joy, wisdom, and compassion, the true Pure Land path. So on this occasion of Gotan-e, as we celebrate the birth of our founder Shinran, let us all take a moment to reflect on our own lives and the infinite wisdom and compassion that has been bestowed on us through the Nembutsu teachings that has been revealed to us by Shinran Shonin. Thank you all for listening. And now let's put our hands together once again. My eyes being hindered by blind passions, I cannot perceive the light that grasps me. Yet the great compassion without tiring illumines me always. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Samanda. As they say locally, salamat.
Thank you very much, Reverend Bert. We would never consider you to be a virus. We love you all. Okay, so next up, will you please rise for the Gatha Ondokusan in Japanese and English on the sheets given to you in the sign-up table. And then continue to stand for the Nembutsu. It's found on page 135 of the red Jodo Shinshu Service book.
presence of Shinran Shonin in our world. May his entrusting heart and mind lead us to entrust ourselves in the great compassion so that we too may lead a life of joy, humility, and gratitude. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Come on.
Now, please be seated, everyone. Everyone, just want to make a little comment about what Reverend referred to my grandmother, Haru Matsuda. And I just wanted to say, on some of my childhood visits to their home in front of the Butsudan, every single day I was there, she'd light the candle and she'd recite the Ondokusan every single day. Yeah. So that's one of my childhood memories. Anyway, for me, next up is Dennis for some announcements.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Reverend Bert, for your message. Reverend Barbara, thank you. Gerald, thank you very much for being the MC. Merle was our greeter. Thank you, Lisa, for playing the piano. And Prudence for ringing the kansho. Good job. Okay, as announced last Sunday, we plan to do a cleanup along Ku'ule Road on Saturday, May 20th, from about 9 o'clock and should take about 2 hours. So I do have a sign-up sheet and looking for volunteers that can help. If you haven't already seen the flyer on the bulletin board, the Buddhist Study Center is having the 2023 summer session, which will be held Monday, June 5 through Friday, June 9th. And the speaker, I don't have the flyer, but you could attend the session via Zoom, or you could be there in person. You have the option. Our next Sunday service on May 14th will be our Mother's Day family service. Reverend Barbara will be providing the Dharma message. Let's see. Merle is still looking for food donations for Bon Dance, and also we need volunteers, not only for the food booth, but Cynthia will have her country store in this area, I guess. Help in the kitchen, a lot of things. We really look forward to your support. Today is the first Sunday, so it is a special day for, who shall I call first? Let's call Cynthia first, because it's birthday Sunday.
Good morning, everyone. Dennis took away my thunder. Anyway, so how many of you share the same month that Shinran Shonin was born, which is the month of May? Please stand. Stand. 1. Everly, 2. Okay, so Jennifer is coming around to give you a lei. Do we want to take a picture? Oh, yeah. Well, after the picture. Okay, we're going to sing Happy Birthday after. I guess only 2. I thought there was more than that. Yeah, please go in the front. Okay. So everybody get ready. We're going to sing Happy Birthday. Okay, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Woo! Happy birthday to you. Woo! Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Woo! Thank you. Okay, thanks.
You can sit down now. How old are you now?
23.
Okay. Again, because it's first Sunday, it's our intergenerational activity. Prudence will announce that.
Yeah, my sample's in the back, but I showed you last week, for those of you that are here, I'm going to show people how to make yarn lei using one straw. And for those of you that already know that and would like to try 2 straws, we can do that as well. Now, you probably won't finish the lei today, but at least it'll show you how to do it. You can finish it up when you get home. Okay, and you know these plastic straws are hard to find nowadays in Hawaii, because, at least in Honolulu, because you cannot use plastic. I used to save all my straws when I bought boba drinks, because that's the right size, you know. So what you're going to have is my all leftover boba drink straws. It's clean. Okay, so I'll set the table back there. Okay?
Okay, and Reverend Bert has an announcement.
Good morning again, everyone. This morning we have a very special presentation, and so I would like to call up Jennifer Kane and Shirley Yanagisawa. Please come up. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So Jennifer and Shirley have been working very hard this past few months. They've taken the lay minister's assistance course, and they've studied and practiced sutra chanting and practiced setting up the altar and conducting Sunday services and so forth. And so now by the bishop's office, they have been deemed certified. So today we're very happy to announce that we are ready to present them with certificates and a special Monto Shikisho that can be worn at all services and so forth. So this doesn't end here, you know. They have to continue to study. It's not an end thing. So they have to take continuing education classes throughout the year. And so we will present them with the Monto Shikisho first, and then the certificate. Yeah. Let's see what the certificate reads. Let me read the certificate, yeah. Let me read a sample of the certificate here to you. So this is a certificate of recognition by the Honpa Honganji Mission of Hawaii. That, for example, Shirley Yanagisawa is recognized as a certified minister's lay assistant by virtue of completing the necessary requirements. This thus enabling her to assist the minister of her temple with all the privileges and responsibilities associated with it. signed by the Bishop of Honganji, Eric Matsumoto. I think as a temple, we should be very proud of our accomplishments because this is probably the only temple in the state of Hawaii that have so many certified lay assistants. We're probably going to have, later on, we're going to have more certified lay assistants than none. That's okay too. Next step will be Tokodo.
Sensei, I want to thank you because you've been years of every Monday helping us. So thank you. Excuse me, do you? Sensei, Sensei, do you?
Yeah, you too, Barbara.
Want to come up? All right. 3, 2, 1. Thank you. I mentioned one card.
Congratulations. Okay, now comes the best part, refreshments. Let's open the red service book for the words of Thanksgiving. Oh. Annette.
Since Neil and Joy's not here this morning, I wanted to plug next week Sunday, the Kiwanis are having their pancake breakfast at Hale Akoako at Windward Community College. That's the main big building. And it starts at 7 o'clock, so you can go early, have breakfast, and then come to church. That's what we're doing. But just wanted to plug for the Kiwanis because they're here, they have their meetings, and those two are not here today.
Can you pick up 30 breakfasts? Okay, words of Thanksgiving. We are truly grateful for this wonderful food, a gift of life. May we share it with all beings. As we partake of this food, let us remember amid a Buddhist compassion which surrounds all people and all forms of life. Namo Amida Butsu. Itadakimasu. Thank you, everyone.